Hi there, Brian here. Welcome back to the Cashflow Desk. Today we're talking about something that could completely change how your business operates, turning your finance function from a back office cost center into a strategic partner that actually drives growth. If finance at your company feels like it's always saying no, or just crunching numbers after the fact, this video is going to show you how to flip that script. Let's start with the reality most businesses face. Finance teams often get stuck in what I call the spreadsheet trap. They're so busy reconciling accounts, chasing down receipts, and preparing monthly reports that they never get ahead of the curve. The CEO wants to know if they can afford that new hire. Marketing needs budget approval for a campaign. Sales is asking about commission structures. But finance is 3 weeks behind on closing the books, so every conversation becomes reactive instead of strategic. This creates a cycle where finance feels like a bottleneck, and other departments see them as the team that slows things down rather than speeds them up. The problem isn't the people, it's the process. Strategic finance is completely different. Instead of just reporting what happened last month, strategic finance teams are building models that show what's likely to happen next quarter. They're not just tracking burn rate, they're forecasting runway and identifying the levers that extend it. A strategic finance team sits in on product meetings and can immediately tell you the unit economics of a new feature. They're in sales planning sessions with data on customer acquisition costs and lifetime value. They're helping marketing optimize spend across channels based on actual ROI, not just gut feel. Think of it this way: back office finance tells you where you've been. Strategic finance helps you decide where to go next. But here's the thing: you can't get strategic if you're drowning in manual work. The foundation of strategic finance is automation. When expense management, bill pay, and reconciliation happen automatically, your finance team gets their time back to focus on analysis and planning. This is where tools like Ramp become game changers. Instead of chasing down receipts and manually categorizing expenses, everything flows directly into your accounting system with proper coding. Your team can spend their time on forecasting and variance analysis instead of data entry. Clean automated processes also mean your data is more accurate and available faster. You can't make strategic decisions on bad data, and you can't be strategic if you're always playing catch-up. Once you've got the foundation right, you can start building the capabilities that make finance strategic. Rolling forecasts are huge. Instead of just budgeting once a year, you're constantly updating projections based on actual performance. A SaaS company might update their revenue forecast monthly based on new bookings and churn data. Scenario planning becomes routine. What happens to cash flow if we grow 20% faster than expected? What if a key customer churns? Strategic finance teams have these models ready to go. And then there's real-time reporting. When leadership needs to know how a marketing campaign is performing or whether a new product line is hitting targets, strategic finance can pull that data immediately, not 3 weeks later. The real magic happens when finance starts partnering with other departments as equals. With marketing, that means moving beyond "here's your budget" to "here's the ROI by channel" and "here's how we should reallocate spend." Finance becomes the data partner that helps marketing optimize performance. With sales, it's about commission structures that actually drive the right behavior, territory planning based on profitability, and deal analysis that helps close bigger, better customers. With operations, finance can model the impact of process improvements, evaluate vendor relationships based on total cost of ownership, and identify efficiency opportunities that actually move the needle. The key is having data that's accurate, timely, and accessible. Which brings us back to having those automated processes in place. So how do you actually make this transition? Start with the manual work that's eating up your team's time. Expense management is usually the biggest time sink, so automating that with a platform like Ramp can free up hours every week immediately. Next, identify the questions leadership is always asking and build dashboards or reports that answer them proactively. Cash flow forecasts, burn rate analysis, unit economics, get ahead of these requests. Then start showing up to non-finance meetings with insights, not just numbers. When product is discussing a new feature, bring the customer acquisition cost and lifetime value analysis. When sales is planning territories, have the profitability data ready. The goal is to become the team that other departments come to for strategic input, not just compliance and reporting. Here's the bottom line: finance doesn't have to be a back office function. When you automate the routine work, build forward-looking capabilities, and start partnering strategically with other departments, finance becomes a growth driver instead of a cost center. Your CFO goes from being the person who says, "We can't afford it," to the person who says, "Here's how we make it work." If this was helpful, hit like and subscribe. Drop a comment with what finance challenge you'd like us to tackle next. Thanks for watching. I'm Brian, and I'll see you in the next one.